get over here about bread.
Pretty good young man.
We're trying not to make you guys look bad by getting over here.
This room's kind of
All right, if you would, six, please raise your right hands for me. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this Commonwealth, and be faithful and true to the Commonwealth of Kentucky, so long as you continue a citizen thereof, and that you will faithfully execute, to the best of your ability, the office of council member for the city of Bardstown, according to law? Do you further solemnly swear that since the adoption of the present Constitution, you being a citizen of this state, have not fought a duel with deadly weapons within this state nor out of it, nor have you sent or accepted a challenge to fight a duel with deadly weapons, nor have you acted as a second in carrying a challenge, nor aided or assisted any person thus offending, so help you God?
I do.
All right, thank you.
Congratulations.
Hey, Bill, you guys want to move out of the way so you can get you without us in the background? Sorry.
Right here, okay? Yeah. All right, raise your right hand for me, sir. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this Commonwealth, and be faithful and true to the Commonwealth of Kentucky, so long as you continue a citizen thereof, and you will faithfully execute to the best of your ability the office of mayor for the city of Bardstown, according to law? And do you further solemnly swear that since the adoption of the Constitution, you, being a citizen of this state, have not fought a duel with deadly weapons within this state nor out of it, nor have you sent or accepted a challenge to fight a duel with deadly weapons, nor have you acted as second in carrying a challenge, nor aided or assisted any person thus offending, so help you God?
I do.
All right, congratulations.
We'll be doing that at least one more time this evening, so y'all gonna probably be able to repeat it. Thank you.
I can't see any since I'm
Okay, we're going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. And some of you all who were here earlier, we did the swearing in of our next city council. All of them were incumbents who recently got re-elected, and so for the record, I'd like to again congratulate them on their election and thank them for stepping up and volunteering to serve another term. This part of it's all of the fun and happy times of it. We've got a lot of big projects in front of us, and some stuff already on the table. We've got more stuff coming our way as we get into the next term, and there'll be a lot of big decisions and some tough decisions, but I'm confident that this group will continue to make good decisions on behalf of not only the citizens of Bardstown, but also residents in the county, because much of what we do also supports things that are going on in the county in terms of infrastructure and job creation and that sort of thing. So again, I want to welcome you all for your next term. It'll start January 1st, and congratulate you all again. And we got a few other official things we're going to get to. This is sort of a night of official undertakings, and as many of you all know, our former fire chief Bill Mattingly had retired here a few months back, and during that time period we promoted our assistant chief Todd Spalding as our interim chief, and we had a search committee, and also they recommended some additional people from that search and those interviews for me to evaluate and interview, and Since that time, we're here tonight to recommend to the council for approval that we officially change the title of Todd Spalding from interim fire chief to our permanent fire chief for the city of Bardstown. I'm just going to paraphrase some stuff. I wrote some notes down before we formally vote on it and swear it in. But you know, Todd started with our department about 20 years ago as a volunteer, and then worked his way into a full-time position. From that point, the last 7 out of 9 years, he served us as our assistant chief. And of course, with all this experience leading up to today, we feel he's well qualified to serve in his new role as our chief. Some of the things that I know he's been involved with all the years that I've been here is he's handled much of the budgeting process. He's supervised our training. He's a fire investigator, certified fire investigator. He's handled much of our grant writing, and I will say with much success. We've been awarded a number of dollars for equipment and so forth, thanks to Todd's efforts. And also with the efforts that he helped, some of the which he initiated, helped lower our ISO rating on insurance-related issues. And so, but last but not least, I can say that he has an excellent working relationship with our staff and also with our other first responding people here in Nelson County and units, and some of whom are here with us this evening, and many of them also made recommendation on Todd's behalf. So I'm happy to ask if there would be a motion to approve this appointment this evening.
I'd like to make that motion, Mayor.
We have a motion by Councilman Williams.
I'll second that motion.
Second by Councilman Hibbs. Is there any further discussion? All right, seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, Todd, if you would come forward, I'm going to do the honors of swearing you in. You look nice tonight, too.
Thank you. I'm trying.
I hope you don't get a call while we're here.
All right, my dress for it.
Yeah. So, I, Todd Spalding, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this Commonwealth, and be faithful and true to the Commonwealth of Kentucky, so long as I continue a citizen thereof, and that I will faithfully execute, to the best of my ability, the position of Fire Chief of the City of Bardstown, according to law. And I do further solemnly swear that since the adoption of the present Constitution, I, being a citizen of the state, have not fought a duel with deadly weapons within this state, nor out of it, nor have I sent or accepted a challenge to fight a duel with deadly weapons, nor have I acted as a second in carrying a challenge, nor aided or assisted any person thus offending, so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Life is all about opportunities, and I can't thank the mayor, the council, Greg Ashworth, and Aaron for this opportunity. You know, it's something I've dreamt of since I was a kid, and also the opportunities of Marlon Howard, who's here tonight, and Bill Shekels, who first hired me into the city and gave me this opportunity to prosper and grow. And I can't do it without the support of my family, which is my mom, and my dad is here tonight, and the rest of my family, and my wife Stacy. For sure, she has to put up with all my times leaving the house to go help support the staff. Couldn't do it without a good staff, and got an excellent staff right now that we're going to continue to move forward and prosper and grow, and that we're going to do our best as a fire department to make sure that we protect the most beautiful town in America, that we protect the bourbon capital of the world, and that we continue to provide excellent patient care to our constituents in the Bardstown community. So we will continue to push forward, and I look forward to leading and serving the community that I was born and raised in. It means a lot to me. So thank you. Appreciate it.
we still have another official act to take advantage or to do this evening, and our new chief is going to assist in that. But we have with us a young man by the name of Alistair Leger. I think I pronounced that right. I hope I have. And many of you have already heard something about this young man, and a real act of courage and fast thinking and guts, and I don't know how else to really describe it. You'll hear me talk about it more officially here in a minute, but I would like Todd Spalding to share with us what young Alistair did here a few weeks ago in saving a lady's life here in this community. So Todd?
What an honor to be one of my first acts is to recognize such a wonderful young man who really showed an act of bravery and courage that night on December 3rd as we was called out to the 200 block of North 4th Street, a report of a female lady on fire. When the first units arrived on scene, Alistair was out there to meet the fire truck, guiding our firefighters to the injured lady. And he had this just calm demeanor about him, like there wasn't just something major that just had happened. And only to find out, not only is he guiding us in there, but he had put the fire out on this woman, and the chair was on fire, and he went and got water and put the fire out on the chair. So all that, and just to keep that calm demeanor and guide the firefighters in, just an extraordinary amount of bravery and courage, and I'm very proud of you, Alistair, really am. And I hear you want to be a firefighter one day. It looks like you're on the right path, so I'm going to be waiting around for you in the next 6 years, okay? So, and I think the mayor's got some more.
Todd, if you stay up here.
Yes,
Alistair, would you join us up front here a minute? We can have your mom or other family members join us here in a moment after we do some of this. Because of this amazing act that Alistair did, we've got a proclamation that I'm going to read and ask the council to vote on, and so it'll be a part of the permanent records of the city of Bardstown, recognizing him for this heroic deed that he did. So I'm going to read this to you, and then we're going to vote on this also, and then we'd like to ask your family to come up here and join us as we take a picture. So this is a proclamation, and whereas bravery is defined as the quality or state of having or showing the mental or moral strength to face danger, fear, and difficulty. And whereas on December 3rd, 2022, 10-year-old Alistair Leger truly exemplified the meaning of bravery by jumping into action to save an elderly family friend that he was visiting when fire broke out in her home. And whereas Alistair remained calm and composed while he put out the fire, contacted emergency services, and directed them to the injured party once they arrived. And whereas his quick thinking helped save not only the woman, but her home as well. And whereas the city of Bardstown would like to commend Alistair Leger for outstanding bravery and courage. Now therefore, I, J. Richard Heaton, Mayor of the city of Bardstown, do hereby proclaim December 16th, 2022 as Alistair Leger Day in Bardstown, Kentucky. We wanted to present you this, and if any of the family, you all would like to come up and join us, we'd like to let you come up and we'll let you hold this. Let everybody see what you're being recognized for. Come on. Any official picture takers here? Okay. You got the right angle that you need?
I got several.
Okay. Well, anyway, would you care to say anything about that evening, or tell us how you feel today?
I won't say anything.
Well, your action speaks louder than words, as the old saying goes. So we want to again congratulate you. You're an amazing young man, and we certainly appreciate everything you did that evening, and I know you have a bright future ahead of you. So thank you.
Thank you, Alice.
All right, now we're going to get into the regular portion of the meeting. We'll let anybody needs to clear out. Okay. And now we're going to get down to regular business. I would recognize that Judge-elect Tim Hutchins is with us this evening, so thank you for stopping in and
Yes, sir.
catching up on some of the things going on in the...
See if you had any extra money, the reason I showed up.
Not this evening, but we have some conversations down the road. We do have a change order, and the first item on the agenda. Unlike most change orders, this one's a little different. The price is going down. That doesn't happen very often, so Dylan, do you want to speak to that just a moment?
Yes, Mayor. So
Dylan Durbin, our Assistant City Engineer, is going to talk to this.
This is for phase 2 of our downtown sewer project on the south end of town. This project was completed a couple of months ago, but since this was a unit price contract, this is kind of just the final adjusting change order of those final quantities for the project. There are a few increases, but as the mayor said, most of these were actually decreases. So this is a change order for a decrease of $71,735.10.
And basically, that's on just the linear footage. It's not...
Yes.
So, well, that's a good way to end that project for sure. Yeah. We don't get credits that often. Does anyone have questions?
Hey Dylan, what exactly do they do? I know everybody's seen their trucks in town.
Yeah, so there's a couple of different things. The main thing that they did was they went through the old sewer pipe and actually lined it. And it's basically, once it hardens, it actually goes through and then it heats up and hardens. And it's just like basically another pipe inside of a pipe, basically. But they do that instead of having to dig up the whole street. They can go in each manhole and go through there and line that pipe, without having to dig up and replace the pipe. And it's actually cheaper that way as well, especially in some of the downtown areas.
So what's the life of the pipe after that?
It's about the same as PVC pipe, so you're looking at, 100 years even, hopefully, so, yeah.
Any other questions for Dylan? We do need to approve the change order, so we have a change order submitted by Ken Byers for a reduction of $71,735.10 on our downtown sewer project, correct?
I'll make that motion, Mayor.
Motion by Councilman Jones, and we have a second?
Sure.
Joe Buckman, Councilman Buckman, we have a second. Any other
Is this
discussion?
feasible, all of us can second?
Bobby Simpson probably would too.
Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion is carried. Thank you, Dylan. The next item is a request to improve the unfinished portion of Blueberry Alley. That is the area, and you all have a picture in front of you. That's the alley directly behind the former Man and Greenville Funeral Home going, south on that section there, right directly behind the home. There is a parcel, a subdivided parcel of property that is can be built on. And it's been a subdivided parcel, which, as you can see, it's about probably half of the property directly behind the funeral home going towards 4th Street that has water service and so forth. They're going to build a home on that, so they need to improve the alleyway. The alley going north of that exactly was improved a few years back by another property owner when he built a detached garage there. Dudley Manley, he made the improvement there on that property to improve that. So that's what the request is for. That will be done in concrete. It'll be done to all our specs by the property owners. It won't be a city cost to us. So it'll basically be the length of their lot. The other part of that lot is owned by the owners of the Man Agreeable Funeral Home and the home behind that on 4th Street. So they own the balance of that property. But this will be a subdivided tract. It's been subdivided. Mr. Cotton owned it for years. He still owns his house there. His family still owns that house. Probably 50 to 60 years ago when this became a separate tract that he acquired.
Is the utility easement there?
What's that?
Is this property over top on the utility easement?
No, he had to get an easement from an adjoining property owner for his water service.
Because I remember this coming before the council a couple of years ago, there was someone else that was interested in buying this property and they could not get water service to that
That's
property.
correct.
So-
The same owners did not permit that, but they have changed their mind now and allowing this to
They've
happen.
allowed the water.
They had to get an easement from the adjoining property owner to get the water from 4th Street to this property.
So by finishing just this one section, I mean, does that mean that the rest of it is going to have to be improved to match what they're doing, or in order to gain access to that property?
Typically, we haven't done that in the past. They are gonna have a garage off of that, so basically it'd be acting as their driveway for now until something else comes up and, there's a request.
So they'll access it off of Blueberry?
Yes.
And then
that's
turn
right.
into that.
Yes.
Okay.
If you notice that goes all the way over to Mirror, that whole section of that alley is not improved.
It's not passable.
For
yet.
that one
Right.
block section there, so.
Right.
But it'll make it less problem to do so in the future if we need to.
And that doesn't limit us in any way in the future from accessing anything we need for future utility.
No, I think the only utility that go through there right now is a sewer service for that lot, so it's the only utility down through there.
Any other questions on this request? You see anything, the owners of the lot, I think, get rid of that.
So, Mayor, it says here at 109 Blueberry Alley, but that house, that portion's on Mulberry, isn't it? Is that the way it is?
It fronts both of them, that tract of property.
Okay, so I'm assuming the yellow section is what they're asking to approve.
Yeah.
So that's on Mulberry, though.
Yeah, I think
The
that
address
The house
of
number
property.
is on Blueberry, I guess.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay,
they'll be improving Mulberry
okay.
for the length of that lot. You can see in the yellow, it's highlighted.
But his house is gonna be facing Blueberry?
Yes.
The front of the house is gonna be
Yes, that's
facing?
correct, yeah.
And that alley is improved, all the way from 4th to 3rd.
Be facing his front will be facing the back of Dudley Hilton's house, Dudley Mattingly's house.
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it has to be. It was on Blueberry.
Do we have any other questions? Like I said, Jessica and Dylan's reviewed this, and they're comfortable with the request. And then the Brady's will be making the improvements.
Is there any issue with fire protection? I mean, is that if they allow to build on a lot, I guess, is there any issue with fire protection and the width of that alley? If they needed to get a truck through there?
Most of our engines can make it down those alleys.
We've got a couple other things similar to this in town.
Yeah, those. All right, if there's no other questions, I would ask for a motion then to approve the request by Aaron and Tara Brady to pay for the upgrade to the unfinished portion of Mulberry Alley that has been submitted to us this evening.
So moved, Mayor.
A motion by Councilwoman Hart, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Councilman Shekels. Any further discussion? All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion's carried. All right, if everybody's had a chance to review the minutes, if there's no corrections or additions, we can approve them by unanimous consent. Okay. Any staff members have anything to report to us this evening? Okay. I'm going to call on Nahoma Yeel, our head of our Internet and Cable Department. We've got a resolution that needs to be done in support of a grant that we have received for funding for expansion of our Internet and Cable service. So, Nahoma, if you give us a little more background, please.
Sure. So we applied for a grant to expand services out in some parts of Nelson County and the surrounding areas about a year and a half ago. Of course, that's been going through a process of evaluating our application among others. And of course, we were awarded some of that fund that was available for the state and passed on to us. As part of the paperwork for this grant application, they require a resolution that we submit officially accepting the grant. And so that's what we have in front of us is one of the forms they like submitted as part of accepting that matching fund and accepting the project. And this resolution allows the mayor to go ahead and accept that officially.
Any questions of the home? Is this specific to any particular area of any projects?
Yeah, it's got a few projects. There's about 1,000 new addresses that we'd be able to serve. They're all over the map, but we kind of sat down and figured out all the underserved areas and put together a project and proposed that. Some of that was in Nelson County, and some of it is in the outskirts where we already have plant, but we know we can serve some others. Some of these areas are buildable, but they're without a grant, it makes it expensive, and so that's why we applied for this grant to help us reach those communities.
What does the assistance agreement entail? What does that involve? How does that involve the city?
So we have some ARPA money that we can contribute to that project. The department also has some funds to contribute. This is a matching fund. And so a third of that is matched by the state. And so this would be across a few budget years that we would construct these areas. And at the end of the day, the plant probably built cheaper than we could do it ourselves. And at the same time, serve the communities around us.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions for the home? If not, then I just need a motion to approve this resolution R 2022 to allow us to accept this grant assistance agreement for our Bardstown Connect's budget.
So moved, Mayor.
All right, we have a motion by Councilman Jones. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Williams. Any other discussion? Okay, seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's carried. All right, we've got one board appointment that's expiring here at the end of the month and two more that will be happening early January, so I'm happy that all three of these individuals have agreed to serve in a reappointment. Jim Taylor on the Ethics Board for a 3-year term. His will begin December 27th this year. Susan Sloan on the Historic Review Board for a 3-year term beginning January 10th, 2023. And Suzanne Hayden, also Historic Review Board for a 3-year term beginning January 10th, 2023. So these are all reappointments. I'd ask then if we could get a motion from the council members to approve these reappointments.
I'll make that motion, Mayor.
We have a motion by Councilman Hibbs. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Councilman Buckman. Any further discussion? Okay. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is carried. Thank you. Appreciate those individuals who step up and serve again on another 3-year term for their various positions. We have a couple of cemetery deeds. We have one grave site, Tina Switzer, and then 3 grave sites for Todd Johnson. So we can approve them by unanimous consent. Okay, next item would be, any of the members of the council have anything to bring before the council this evening? Yes, Betty?
If I could give a brief update on NELCare, our December one-stop resource is this coming Friday. I can't remember if I shared with you all, but in September we had 5 people attend, in October we had 10 people attend, and in November we had 18 people attend. So it's growing rather quickly, which is wonderful. And these are people that need the services that the different vendors are offering. So we consider that a success. We have found a location for the Narcan vending machine. So once we get that in the works, I'll give you more information on that. And then Senator Higdon is attending our NELCare meeting in January just to meet with us, with all of the different members who deal with substance use disorder on a daily basis, to hear our thoughts and ideas on ways that we think that state government can help us with this problem.
Good. Thank you for that update and that continued work on that effort there. Anyone else? As far as the mayor's update, the only thing I have to report is that we're not sure whether we're going to need to have a second meeting this month on the 27th. We don't have a lot. Has been given to the city clerk, assistant clerk from the other staff yet, so we'll keep you in the loop on that. And then I think our city shop party is Friday the 21st.
21st, yes, sir.
That's next Friday. So everyone's invited to attend that. And it's not all wild game. Some people get excited. They think it's all wild game. There are some rabbit, but outside of that, that's the only game that probably wasn't done the way the rest of it is. It's really good food. They do a lot of work to get that done, so I hope everybody will show up for that. And do we have any other official city things going on between now and the end of the year on that? All right, so we'll let you know on the second meeting whether it's needed or not. And then also, you might want to announce what our dates for closing.
So we'll be closed the 23rd, which is a Friday, and the 26th, which is a Monday, so because the holidays fall on the weekend. And then we'll be closed Friday the 30th, and then Monday the 2nd, I believe. 2nd, because the holiday, the New Year's also fall on those weekends too, so.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, the other official offices in the city, like the county offices and chamber and tourism, industrial development, all that, are following that same schedule. So, let y'all know that. All right. If we don't have anything else, then I would entertain a motion for adjournment. So motion by Councilman Buckman, and second by Councilwoman Hart. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion is carried. Thank you.